Good morning students. I hope you have gone through the yesterday's video where we discussed about how respiration occurs in case of plants. Yesterday we discussed how respiration occurs in leaves, roots and stems, and the gaseous exchange takes place either through the stomata or through the lenticels. Now there is a difference how the respiration occurs in case of animals, which we discussed yesterday also, that in animals respiration occurs as a complete unit. There are no different parts carrying out respiration, but entire oxygen or the gases, they get transported through a transportation medium. Different animals have different modes of respiration. For example, unicellular animals like amoeba, they have aerobic respiration takes place in amoeba, but respiration occurs by the process of diffusion, and the exchange of gases occurs through the cell membrane. Diffusion means the process by which there is spontaneous movement of gases from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration. Same way, there are animals like earthworms which respire through their moist skin. There are aquatic animals like fishes, prawns, mussels, which have specific organs like gills that are capable of extracting the dissolved oxygen from water and also take away carbon dioxide from the body. Same way, any insects like grasshopper, cockroaches, housefly and mosquitoes, they have tiny holes called as spiracles on their body through which exchange of gases occurs, and later on the oxygen, it gets circulated into the various air tubes called as tracheae, which are the respiratory organs. Same way, in case of humans, we have lungs. In the lungs also there are alveoli where the exchange of gases actually takes place. So once the air which is rich in oxygen, it enters the body either through the skin or through the lungs, blood absorbs. There are respiratory pigments present in the blood which absorb the oxygen, transport it to the various body organs, and from the various tissues and organs it collects the carbon dioxide which is expelled back into the air. Moreover, all the respiratory organs, why they are capable of exchanging the gases is due to the presence of certain characteristic features. All the respiratory organs, whether these are skin, whether these are lung, whether these are trachea, whether these are gills, all of them have common features. What are these features? Number one is, somehow they provide a larger surface area, because if the surface area would be large, more gases will get exchanged. Second, all the respiratory organs have thin membranes. These thin membranes or thin walls allow easy diffusion and exchange of gases. And the third, more important, is all the respiratory organs are highly vascular. Highly vascular means they are surrounded by a large number of blood vessels, so that there is a rich blood supply for transportation of these respiratory gases. So this is one question. What are the common features of all respiratory organs? Now the question arises, it is also very important question, why the rate of breathing is faster in case of aquatic animals as compared to terrestrial animals? Same question can also be asked in the form that what advantage does terrestrial animals have over aquatic animals? Bache, aquatic animals, they live in water, and the amount of dissolved oxygen in water is already less. So the aquatic animals have lesser amount of oxygen. So to fulfill their oxygen needs, they need to respire faster. They need to breathe faster. So faster breathing rate provides more oxygen to the aquatic animals. Thus, a terrestrial animal has an advantage over aquatic animal in regard to obtaining oxygen, because terrestrial animals, they have sufficient supply of oxygen in the air. So their lungs can directly take up the air from the atmosphere. There is no deficiency, no lesser amount of oxygen. Now we will discuss how the respiration occurs in case of amoeba, fishes, and in case of insects in a somewhat detail. As we discussed that nutrition occurs in the amoeba through the pseudopodia, same way respiration occurs in the amoeba through the thin cell membranes by the process of diffusion. So amoeba is a single celled animal. Diffusion of gases takes place through thin cell membranes. These cell membranes allow the gas oxygen which is dissolved in water to enter into the body of the amoeba, where it is utilized for releasing energy. Once the energy is released, carbon dioxide is also produced. That carbon dioxide diffuses out of the body through the cell membrane only. So the surface, respiratory surface in case of amoeba is the cell membrane. Since amoeba is very small in size, so the oxygen spreads quickly into the whole body. There is no need of special circulatory system. However, in case of large animals, in large multicellular organisms, diffusion only is not possible to transport oxygen, because diffusion is very slow process. So large animals need a blood circulatory system for carrying oxygen to all parts of the body quickly, as well as to remove carbon dioxide. What happens is, this circulatory system contains blood. Blood contains many respiratory pigments which take up oxygen from the air and carry carbon dioxide back to the atmosphere. For example, in humans, in the blood, hemoglobin is present, which gets oxygen binds to the hemoglobin, transported into the entire body, and again carbon dioxide is same way released out of the body. बच्चे remember, diffusion is insufficient to meet the oxygen requirement of large multicellular organisms, because the volume of the body is so large. See कि oxygen cannot diffuse easily, because diffusion is a very slow process, and it is estimated that if diffusion were to provide oxygen, then it would about take 3 years for one molecule of oxygen from our lungs to be transported to our toes. From the lungs to reach the toes, it would take almost 3 years if diffusion would have been the process. So being a very slow process, it is not sufficient. So human blood carries the oxygen and it contains respiratory pigment called hemoglobin. Here also question can be asked, why diffusion is insufficient to meet oxygen requirements of large multicellular organisms. Bachcha, I will give you the questions also. There is no confusion. Some of children have the confusion that we need to write only the NCERT questions. No. Whatever questions I am sending you, I am telling you the answers also, and you need to write all those questions in your notebooks. We will continue the topic in my next video. Thank you. Yes, continuing with the topic, let us now see how respiration occurs in case of earthworms and in fishes. Earthworms, they exchange gases through their skin. So the respiratory surface is the moist skin. Skin of the earthworm is quite thin, quite moist, and has a good supply of blood. So all the three characteristics, three common features of respiratory organs are covered. The earthworm absorbs the oxygen through its moist skin. That oxygen is transported by its blood where it is used in respiration. Once the respiration has occurred, carbon dioxide is produced. This carbon dioxide is expelled from the body again through its skin. So in earthworm, gaseous exchange takes place through the skin, which is thin and moist. Now come to the respiration in fishes. The fishes have a special respiratory organs called as gills. The fish has gills on both the sides of its head. These gills, they are capable of extracting the oxygen which is dissolved in water. So for breathing, the fishes use this oxygen which is dissolved in water. How? Let us see. When the fish breathes by taking in water, the water enters into the body of the fish through its mouth and it passes over the gills. When the water passes from the gills extract the dissolved oxygen from this water. Now the water then goes out through the gill slits, but oxygen is circulated in the body. The extracted oxygen is absorbed by the blood and carried to all the parts of the fish. Same way, the carbon dioxide produced is brought back by the blood into the gills for expelling into the surrounding water. Since fishes do not have lungs like us, they cannot survive outside the water because they are not capable of utilizing the oxygen which is available in the air, and that is why the fishes die when they are taken out of the water. This is how the respiration occurs in case of fishes. Now, before going to the detail of respiratory system in humans, let us go through a little introduction how respiration occurs in case of human beings. Like other land animals, human beings are air breathers and air contains the oxygen. Human beings, in the process of respiration, I told you earlier also, it includes breathing as well as the cellular respiration or oxidation of food. For breathing, oxygen has to be taken in and this oxygen is utilized in the mitochondria to produce energy. When energy is produced, carbon dioxide is also released, which is released out of the body. So the step breathing means oxygen has to enter in, CO2 has to move out. Gaseous exchange between blood and air are the gases which get exchanged are oxygen and carbon dioxide. Taking in oxygen is the step inhalation. Giving out carbon dioxide is the step exhalation. This we will discuss in the mechanism of breathing. Next week in my video, we will discuss the mechanism of breathing and human respiratory system. Thank you.